Well, a warm, happy February to you.
Very warm. Very
Yes.
warm. I feel warm inside all the time, especially this weekend.
Yeah. I had two coats on today, which
You have two coats on?
I didn't I don't usually do two coats, but today I did.
As I've been telling people, I'm just very well insulated. I have the temperature stability of a seal, so
That's good.
that helps, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if it helps in other ways in life, but it helps on days
This
like
is
this.
in handy now, yeah. Well, for all of you married folks, National Marriage Week and World Marriage Day is Sunday, February 14th. Valentine's Day. It's also the Feast of St. Cyril.
Cyril and Methodius, I was
Yeah.
going to say. Cyril and
Yeah.
Methodius.
It's not a very festive day over at the rectory.
No.
We don't
No.
have love seats. We have mini couches. So anyway, we are going to bless all of our married couples at the masses this weekend. So look forward to that and blessing your friendship and your union and the sacrament that you teach us about God. So thank you for
Yeah,
the witness.
absolutely. And even just all throughout the year, the pictures that you've been sending in of your families really underscores the importance of the sacrament of marriage. It's a beautiful sacrament that needs strengthening in our world and in our church today. All right, this coming week, it's Ash Wednesday. On Wednesday, we'll have 4 masses, 7 a.m., 8:30 a.m. like normal, and then we're also adding noon and 6 p.m. The 8:30 and the 6 p.m. will be live streamed, so you can follow along online if you've been going online. Again, for the distribution of the ashes, we'll either have sprinkling of the ashes or imposing on your forehead like normal. I think we're going to do the same thing. We'll just assume that you'll do normal. If you want to come up and receive it sprinkled on the head, just go like this, like you would for communion, I guess, and we'll make it work. Hopefully this is a one-off and won't be any different for next year. So, but that's coming up on Wednesday. So get excited for Lent. Maybe you can get a little forward momentum early in the week. Start with some of those observances. Always a nice kind of thing to do. We'll have Stations of the Cross as well, great Lenten tradition in the church. The Fridays of Lent, they'll be presented by the priests and deacons at 7:30 p.m. in the church, and it'll be posted on the website, so you can follow along. You can follow along at 7:30 on Friday nights, and they'll also be presented by the school kids, and that'll be live streamed on 5 different Fridays in Lent, the 5 Fridays at least that they're in class for. So that'll be another great thing that we can participate in during this Lenten season.
And when you go on the parish website, I think it's already up now, you'll see, I think on the right-hand side, a big violet box that says Lent. So the links to the stations, to the menu for the fish fry, for the Lenten study of Les Mis, you can find all of that by clicking on that box for Lent. So we're trying to just make it really easy for you. Speaking of the fish fry, it begins tonight. It's our sort of dry run to get ready for the actual Lenten Fridays. But the full menu is there, and this really does, if you're able to come and get food tonight, it does help the Knights of Columbus fine-tune their madness. So the menu, once again, on the website, you'll see when you go to the main page, it just looks kind of like that cartoony fish fry is here. Click on that, and it takes you right into the menu. The ordering isn't open yet, but I assume that will open closer to 3 o'clock. And it's just pick up, order online or call it in and then come and pick it up. We'll run it out to your car. It should be pretty easy.
Yeah, we want to make it healthy and safe for everyone to come, but also to be able to enjoy some good fish. Even if we might not be able to have the communal element to it, it's still important to support our parishes and a great way to enter into the Lenten season.
Sure.
So we'll be doing our Les Miserables Lenten study in all the various adaptations of Les Miserables that you can find online. There's a bunch of different films, musicals, mini-series. We got a list of them in the bulletin from last weekend. I believe they're on the parish website as well, and where they're available for you. So if you want to brush up on that before the study series starts, you can go ahead and do that. Father Schrader will be leading on Thursdays, Thursday
correct.
evenings
6:30.
at 6:30, and I'll be leading Wednesday mornings at 9:30. So look forward to having all of you at least with us virtually. It should be a really, really great study. I'm working on the first talk I have right now. Hopefully be moving on to the second one later today. I like to work ahead. I just kind of know where I'm going to go, but we're really excited about it. We hope that you can join us. Just a great way to enter into the season with something maybe a little bit different than normal.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, and Father Schneier is as well, I'm trying to see as many of them as possible so I can kind of speak to as many. So I've seen the 1978 one, the 2012 musical, and now I'm just finishing up the 2018 6-part miniseries, and that is excellent. It's obviously 6 hours, but really covers a lot of details that maybe get glossed over in the other versions. So if you have time for the PBS Masterpiece Theater 6-part one, I'd really highly recommend it. It's very powerful.
Yeah. I'll have to go and watch that one myself.
Yeah.
I'm the the movie with Hugh Jackman. I love that one, and I've seen the musical itself many times. So yeah, we'll hopefully go into a little more detail on that miniseries.
So the Adoration Chapel, it's open currently. We had to close a little bit earlier in the week just with the weather. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
The new system that we adopted with signups during the pandemic, or coming out of the pandemic, has really been great for the closings. A much more efficient notification, and people aren't getting as confused about when it's open, when it's closed.
Yeah. So again, if you're one of our regular adorers, if for some reason we have to close the Adoration Chapel due to inclement weather or things like that, you'll get a notification either on your phone or on your email. And so hopefully you won't have to come up here and come to an empty Adoration Chapel. Sure. So again, thank you for your patience. We want to make sure that folks can get in and out of there fine. Everything from just the walkways being cleared. It's been a crazy week as far as keeping the parking lot clear for the school kids. So we appreciate your patience, and that'll kind of be the way that we'll do that for the foreseeable future, I would say.
Yeah, and some of it too with people that are doing adoration in the middle of the night. If their car doesn't start when they come out at 3 a.m., we do try to be sensitive to concerns that people might have for their safety. So we try our best to keep it open, but with constantly changing conditions and even individuals saying, "Hey, I don't feel safe," we do also try to listen to that as well. So if you sometimes wonder why are they closing it, it's probably a variety of those factors involved.
Let's see, sacraments, baptisms. Everly Rose McCrae was baptized this past weekend, daughter of Philip and Shannon. So congratulations to the McCrae family. As far as funerals are concerned, we pray for the repose of the soul of Jim Hennessy of our parish, who passed away early this morning, along with Tim O'Grady, and then Marion Butch Morass, husband of Pamela Morass. So for all of them, we pray for them, pray for their families during this very difficult time for them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, readings this weekend. We've got a lot about leprosy.
Mm-hmm.
Got maybe the legal definition of leprosy in the first reading, and then the gospel, Jesus healing a leper. For me, I'm rather early on in the homily writing process right now, but I'm going to talk a little bit, I think, about just that idea of the man going to Jesus and asking to be made clean. And it was Jesus's will that he be made clean. But more than that, it was Jesus wanting him to be able to worship again. Because, if you were a leper, if you were unclean, you were not able to enter the temple. You couldn't worship God. You were excluded from the temple. And this was Jesus saying, no, I want you to be able to worship me. I want you to be able to enter into relationship with me. So I'm leaning towards that angle as far as where to go for the readings this weekend.
Yes, and I have our wonderful deacon preaching for me. But that being said, one of the things that's always true about leprosy is the isolation.
Yeah.
You weren't even allowed to hang out with your family. I mean, this was completely on your own. The only people you could hang out with were other lepers who were as miserable as you were because everyone was dying. But I think maybe we can contemplate it with new eyes, having gone through the solitude of quarantine and thinking what it feels like to be alone or be cut off from our friends, our family, our community, to maybe have a new empathy for not only the historical leprosy, but there are still lepers, new spiritual and other types of lepers out there now that are ostracized, that are cut off, that are shunned. Hopefully, having all of us gone through this pandemic and experiencing the loneliness that comes with it, maybe we learn and are a little more aware of those who are isolated and alone. So that's kind of my own personal reflection, even as the deacon's giving his reflection, is hopefully maybe being less callous to those that are cut off. And this was a life sentence. Lepers, most of them died completely alone from the people they love the most. You and I have hope because we know, hey, there's going to be an end to this. We're going to be able to get back together. So it's sobering for me to think about how would I handle isolation and loneliness if there was no end. And,
Right.
and certainly I would think that emboldened this man to say, Jesus is my last hope to not be alone and to not be cut off anymore. I admire his bravery, but I can also, there probably was an urgency in his prayer that Jesus would have noticed as well.
I might take some of that for my homily. That's a really good one.
All right. Well, we hope
what I had.
Well, we hope to see you at some point during these weeks
Yeah.
of Lent. If it warms up, maybe, you're probably too young, but they used to A&W root beer, and some of these places they would, Sonic, I think they would skate out like with your order.
Yeah.
That might be something if we get rid of the snow
If we get rid of the snow.
the hazards that could hurt us.
Yeah.
We could like skate out there with the orders.
We could.
That'd be kind of neat.
That would be
actually.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, some rollerblades or some old 80s style roller
Skateboard.
skates. Skateboards.
Segway.
That would not be good. I would fall.
Okay.
But then, yeah, something to think about.
Yeah, something to think.
Yeah.
We're always thinking for
We are.
for your amusement
Yes.
and for our entertainment.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well, have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm, please. Be safe.
Yep.
Anything else?
Not much, really.
All right. God bless you.
God bless you. Have a good weekend.